All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a pubcast. I found this over on the Dota 2 Cast It subreddit once again. Another request from a guy on there. Said this is a game he's quite proud of. I don't know which team he's on, but looks like we'll be watching a captain's mode between Amazing and Bukva Boys. Let's get to it then. So I am quite excited to get to use the big let's see big zoom out feature again because that's quite fun. I've only been able to use it once or twice. Let's see, I should probably jump forward. Uh, there we go. Into the draft. It is captain's mode, and though I'm quite bad at trying to guess strategies or try to infer much from simple picks and bans, especially in pub games. I figured something I could use some practice on. We'll see an IO and silencer bans coming out as the first ones. I guess the dire side doesn't really want to go against a really mobile lineup. Um, and
5 seconds
and
remaining.
I think it looks like the Radiant might want to do something that has a lot of low cooldown sort of thing. Big team fight ultimates that
someone now.
combo one after another. It makes sense considering the nature of the request and everything. Uh, we'll see a Doom after that, banned out by the Dire side, and then a Lycan. Okay,
Dire team pick.
so the Dire team wasn't worried about banning or getting the Lycan because they're on the Dire side. So they kind of forced the hand of the Radiant into that second ban, whether they wanted to or not, because if they let that out first, then Lycan could be picked up immediately, and they could get Roche quite easily, as that is a strong strat for the time being. I'm not sure when how recent this game was. It looked like it was
5 seconds remaining.
kind of recent, but I'm not sure. I'm certainly within the current
time.
patch and everything, unlike the last game I casted. So or may not have been within the patch. They're taking their time for this first pick. It's an Enigma. Okay. One thing I've noticed a lot is that I had really, and I mean other people have said this too. This isn't my thought, but or my original thought, but Enigma's kind of reveals a lot about how you're laning things because it says this guy's going jungle because him laning is kind of like it's like giving away a lane. You can do it, but you're not gonna get as much as you would. And I mean, like I've seen people do off lane or mid lane. Like I've done mid lane before, and the enemy just didn't punish it properly, and it's quite easy too. It's like any other hero with like low kind of range, mana dependent, and not a solid stun. But we'll be seeing a Vengeful Spirit and Nature's Prophet for the first two picks coming out of Amazing. They're on the Radiant side, kind of pretty vanilla, kind of in the meta now sort of thing. Nature's Prophet, always a popular hero. It's a Rubik.
Bad dudes banning someone now.
They might the Book of Boys might have thought what I was thinking too. And a big team fight ulti is trying to steal that.
Team's banning someone
Vengeful
now.
Spirit supporting down on, probably supporting whoever's on the safe lane. And that it could mean a Tide Hunter going into the off lane. Quite possible to add some AoE team fight to everything. It'd be quite good against Enigma too. It'd almost force him to have to get a BKB in that sort of time because you have to hit the Tide Hunter. Otherwise, he can hit you with
reserve time.
Otherwise, he'll hit you with his Ravage, and then that'll cancel that. So I think Tide's probably a pretty solid option coming out here for the Radiant. Nature's Prophet probably going to be jungling. I don't know what skill level this is at, so he could be off laning. He could not. He be not, but probably jungling. If I had money on it. DP for the third ban out there on the Dire side. Again, they're trying to avoid big, fast pushing lineups. And then Nyx Assassin
Dire team ban.
banned out there for the Radiant. So they really don't want Nature's Prophet to get picked off, is what I'm thinking. That was thinking about. Oh wow, they really don't.
Radiant team
Yeah, they want to
banning.
avoid the split push. Book of Boys, the wards, the ghosts, and maybe the IO combo with somebody, somebody like Tiny or a CK. They want to avoid the rat, which is odd because they didn't ban the Nature's Prophet. It's a lot easier and a lot more obvious to do. But I guess they figured that as long
Five
as as long
seconds
as
remaining.
DP, Shadow Shaman, and IO weren't in there, then we don't have to worry about Nature's Prophet. We'll
Reserve
see if that
time.
comes back to bite them in the end. Uh, Man, I'm saying a lot. Um, Nature's Prophet probably going to be focusing on split pushing, which is why they banned out the Nyx assassin there. They don't want him to get picked off or
Radiant
have to
team
worry
pick.
about that sort of thing. So I would venture to guess is they want him to be split pushing past a certain point. I wonder if that'll mean the rest of the team is going to be a sort of like stalling sort of team with good pushing powers, maybe a Luna. Um, could see that Luna's pretty good, like team fight and solid pushing. A little weak, uh, a little on the squishier sides when it comes to carries, but interesting.
5 seconds
So I'm
remaining.
not sure what the Darkseer pick or ban that is. I'm not sure what they're trying to avoid with that. They might be trying
Dire
to
team
avoid their
pick.
own really well set up wall. That's what I'm trying to say. Wall of replica. So Magnus almost certainly going to be in the mid lane. Not a hero you see all that often anymore. To be totally fair, mostly a pub hero, not usually seen in. I don't usually see him in higher levels of play. Barely picked at TI4 and whatnot. Enigma is just seen as
Radiant team pick.
better lane. His AoE stun might have to be channeled, but Yuki has a solid lane. He brings pushing and the buff to what is his AoE? What is that? The buff to Midnight Pulse. Yes, the buff to Midnight Pulse makes it really hard to get into blink range if placed properly. We'll be seeing a Bat Rider come out here for Book of Boys as their third pick. Bat Rider still a pretty popular hero, not as popular as he once
Five
was
seconds
due
remaining.
to the fairly recent nerf to Sticky Napalm having the damage against neutrals or creeps in general.
Dire team pick.
Oh, that's a very interesting pick for Earthshaker. There in the end, they really want to go for a wombo combo. Vengeful Spirit for a strong laning support. Magnus going mid and Earthshaker to round out the tri lane going on bottom. Um, does that mean we'll see an off lane Nature's Prophet? Because I would imagine so. Otherwise, it's Vengeful Spirit or Earthshaker in that off lane. Or yeah, that would be what I would guess. You could see. I mean, you could
Five
lane it up to
seconds
be
remaining.
Magnus off lane, Earthshaker middle, but that might be a little too gamey. I would
Reserve
They didn't
time.
ban strong mids to avoid that, so they'd be kind of throwing Earthshaker to the wolves, more or less. Faceless Void as the
The
fourth
green
pick.
team's banning
Um,
someone now.
Faceless Void is a really solid combo with Enigma, though it might not seem like it. As long as there's coordination between the two of them, and here in team matchmaking, it's most certainly going to be the case. That's a lot of lockdown, and if you hit three
Bad
heroes
dudes banning
properly
someone now.
in the chronosphere, then the black hole is really easy to land and uh, quite can get a really good one depending on the chronosphere because that's an instant cast and it locks it down, but it stops your team from doing much damage to it. But the black hole. So I'm interested to
Five
see if
seconds
they're gonna have some
remaining.
follow up damage on this fifth hero, and it's gonna be picked up soon.
Reserve
Um,
time.
the Radiant banned out a Naga Siren. I really wouldn't think that they'd want to go with a Naga Siren next. It's most likely going to be a Faceless Void. Um, could be an off lane Faceless Void. Could be a safe lane.
Radiant
I'm
team
not sure
pick.
if a pub game would be uh,
Dire team
bold
pick.
enough to do that sort of pick, but it could be. But I would have guessed that as the last carry, the Radiant side before they picked Gyrocopter, that is, they would have wanted the Naga Siren, providing. Yeah, I would have guessed that would be a solid pick for them instead of the dire side, because they had the Void, they had their carry. So I'm not sure what the thought process was behind that, because the Song could cancel the Black Hole or the Chronosphere. So it would have been really good disengage tactic for the Radiant if they got caught in a team fight they didn't want to be in. But instead they go for the Gyrocopter, hoping to maximize that Wombo combo. We'll be seeing Gyrocopter, Fabos 777, almost certainly going into the safe lane to farm. And then we'll see the Nature's Prophet going into the off lane by money. And Earthshaker and Vengeful Spirit. I guess I should probably say their names. Earthshaker, some random Chinese characters. At least I hope that's Chinese. I don't hate to get that confused. Brain Shift on the Vengeful Spirit. Let off on the Magnus, probably going mid, and then AV on the Nature's Prophet, almost certainly going into the jungle after a resistance on the off lane for a little bit. We'll be seeing Sasha Grey coming out here on the puck, going into the mid lane really early. We might see them clash a little bit. The Radiant side is all posted up on their ancient spots, and they just smoke, hoping to go into the dire jungle, hoping to find off a pick, and they might find Kujar on the Enigma, who's all alone out here, and oh man, it is quite likely he'll be fine. There's the Treant scouting him out. He'll fall now. They know he's back here, and the rest of his team is spread out. Only the Faceless Void there to protect him, and Faceless Void at level 1, not exactly a good fighter. Buck coming around the bottom of the jungle a little bit, trying to help if at all possible, but it's.
Please just bear in mind.
The Radiant side definitely has a better 1v or level 1 that is fights with the Vengeful Spirit stun and the Earthshaker Fissure. So I wouldn't want to fight them, and it's good for the dire side that they avoided it. And we'll be seeing the bat. We'll go with the rest of our lanes here. Oh, Rubik has an Invis rune. I thought he may have been spotted out there by the Gyrocopter. We'll be seeing everyone rotate to their lanes now. Rubik might be sitting mid. I'll introduce everyone later, but sitting mid with that Invis rune. He's got telekinesis, and I'm not sure they're gonna have enough backup to get a level one kill on Magnus, especially because he has Skewer. Yeah, Rubik's just gonna be going. Oh, he'll be coming around, but hopefully, yeah, they don't have enough damage to get him. Even with it'll be a little bit before he gets Magnus, and especially when he has Skewer at level 1. So we'll see this off lane here as the Batrider, Narkov playing him for Bakov boys. Trying to remember the name, and we'll be seeing the Earthshaker coming down, and that'll be the Venge, Gyro, and Earthshaker combo, or tri-lane combo. Quite fearsome. I mentioned the Enigma in the jungle. He can be, there we go. Spot out the Observer Ward that placed and blocked that camp. Be going down, but I think this one blocks the camp as well. So he'll have to wait just about 4 minutes before he's able to get that camp again in this safe lane to be pulled. Nature's Prophet getting. I should probably pull up some stats. Last hits. Right, so we'll go with that. We'll go with that for now. We see Gyrocopter Nature's Prophet sitting on top. That's a very solid start for the solo off lane Nature's Prophet. It's not like the Rubik or Void provide much of a resistance to him for a start. So he'll be having a solid early game up here, at least until the Enigma picks up some levels in Malefice and is able to help the Rubik and Void gank. But he might just hope to get what he can out of this lane and then rotate away. Oh, we might be seeing first blood here down on the safe lane. One more auto attack, yes, done by Brain Shift. As Narkov falling on the Batrider. Didn't even look like the Earthshaker was a part of that. He is full mana, so the Venge stun and Rocket Barrage and Flak Cannon damage doing finishing off him. Must have pushed forward a little too well. That is not good news. That is not good news for the dire side, as that'll put his blink back pretty far. Dying really early on that gives, especially on a tri-lane, especially when not even the entire tri-lane is needed for it. because the experience wasn't split up between between Earthshaker as well. It was just between Vengeful Spirit and Gyrocopter. So now they are level 3, tied with the Bat Rider, who wants to be a higher level than his opponents, but he'll have to settle for being tied. As you can see up here, we have the Rubik at level 2 and the Faceless Void at level 4, and then the Nature's Prophet is level 4. You don't want to be higher than the cumulative of the lane you're going against, especially if you're doing an off lane, and or I guess higher than the lowest level of the offlane is a better way to say that, or a more sensical one. We'll be seeing, goodness. Mid lanes, kind of a lot of fighting going on here between these two. Not much in terms of last hits to be had between them. A few denies on both of them, but the Magnus is pulling ahead a little bit more with 9-5 opposed to the Puck's 8-2. So he'll be a little happier with this matchup. I would like to say I know who's supposed to win, or regardless of player skill or anything like that for the mid lane, but Magnus is pulling a little bit ahead now, getting a few more last hits. He has a regen rune, so he's quite happy to spam the shockwave there. We've seen the Nature's Prophet get a little pushed back by the Rubik now. Looks like they used Telekinesis and probably Fade Bolt there to make sure that he gets out of the way, but he's more than happy to sit in this lane. I wonder if he bought anything yet, because he seems to have much less. Yeah, there he goes. He had the boots on the courier, so he has boots, and then he'll be having his magic wand brought up to him soon. Be upgraded to a magic wand. That'll be a very solid start for Nature's Prophet, especially considering with him up there, he's probably getting more farm than he would be in the jungle, at least more experience for certain. So that'll be a very solid start. I wonder if he'll be going like a greedy-ish build, but I'm not sure I don't like the magic wand completion, just because you had the snakes. Oh my! We'll see a skewer of the puck going back into the tower. Oh, a missed RP by the Magnus. Very good phase shift and bottle by the puck there. Oh man, I thought for certain he was dead. Yeah, skewer back into the tower, and then phase shifting the last tower hit there, while still dodging that reverse polarity. Very solid play there by Sasha Grey. Rubik's still sitting on level 3 on this top lane. He's trying to pull and keep this Prophet out and try to allow the Void to hit level 6, but both of them are a little bit on the low end for this. They haven't gotten a kill yet, and they do not want. Unlike this off lane they have here, which right now has gotten 2 kills, so it's the safe lane for the Radiant is working out much better than the Daggers safe lane is. They want to get that Chronosphere up, they want to get the Black Hole up, and then they want to take some nice pickoffs on the Radiant side here to break some of their momentum. So I still think it's kind of a 4 fight 1 push kind of strat for Amazing, because the Nature's Prophet doesn't really fit into the rest of it. His mobility. Oh, we've seen a Chronosphere come out, jump in by the Void. Rubik try and help out. He's got a lift, so they won't need it. As the one last bash will clear the Nature's Prophet down. Very good, very needed for this off lane to be worthwhile, and they need to start doing that more. I like the Void's decision to pop a Chronosphere just on one hero, even the off-lane hero. His farm isn't exactly. I mean, he's gotten the most last hits, but his it's not exactly where you want to be. He wanted to boost it up a little bit, and using that on one hero early on is very worthwhile, and all 9 times out of 10 is worth it. Oh man. Bash their first hit for the Faceless Void, and that'll be the demise of Nature's Prophet yet again. And the offlane scoreboard is tied up all again. Well, it does appear I missed the kill middle by from the Magnus. almost, yeah, from the Magnus on the puck. But these off lanes are tied in, and this is a dual lane with the Enigma jungling. So the Dire is now just evened up in terms of farm and success on these lanes, because this Earthshaker isn't getting the sort of farm that the Enigma is. As you can see now, he's level 4 and the Enigma's level 6. And with those two simple kills, this lane that had been going pretty kind of a loss is now evened all the way back up, and that'll be a solid victory for the Faceless Void. Completing up his power treads, got the hand of Midas a few minutes ago. His farm is starting to pick up, and I'm sure he'll be more than happy to use that Chronosphere once it's off cooldown in 10 seconds. Have the Rubik come back up, and then kill the Nature's Prophet again. Stop him from gaining momentum, and hopefully convince him that jungling's a better alternative than coming back to this lane and dying every minute and a half or so. Rubik getting spotted out here by the vision here on the Magnus. They know something's up because they either have a ward or they have somebody here, and they might have seen the Magnus grab the invis room. But oh wow, very fast kill. Oh wow, the sentry ward's placed. They saw the Magnus invis. He's running towards the Enigma. He's trying to get something done, and a pause will come out. They know he's back here. The Rubik has one more sentry ward, so it should be easy to find. He is deep in enemy territory. No town portal scroll. You'll have to either run like all the way back like that, or he'll have to run back towards here. So Rubik has two options to place this last sentry ward, because he knows this spot is covered, so he can place one here, because he knows he's not. I mean, they hope he doesn't have a TP scroll. I probably didn't have time to check it, but we'll see what happens with him. He's got 15 seconds on the reverse polarity, and oh wow, Rubik double guessing things. The Invis rune gave away. He'll just skewer away to safety, and nothing important will happen about that. Wow, that was a little anticlimactic. But the Rubik going back towards the top lane. He has Fissure now. Fissure, a very, very good spell to steal as Rubik. 0 cast time, or almost instant cast time, means that it's about 10 times easier to land. But using that, and they could use that to very easily kill the Nature's Prophet. They could even dive his tower if need be. Chronosphere on the tower and him, and quite easy to hit. Earthshaker coming up to help defend the Nature's Prophet, understanding the problem in the situation. He has a Observer Ward to place and an Energy Booster. I don't like the Energy Booster first out of the Arcane Boots, because it doesn't buy you much in terms of survivability. Though I would understand on Earthshaker as it gives you more mana to play with. Move speed might not be your thing. You have a long range stun. I could see the argument made there for Earthshaker, especially because he went back to base and he's been roaming. So having that raw mana is useful. I'm not sure it is as useful as having boots, but I guess that one's up for debate, more or less. 4 of the Dire side coming up here to gank this Nature's Prophet. He's quite dead, if I hadn't thought about it. And there's the coil used on him. One last auto attack, he'll break it and fall. This should transition to a quick tower push. Enigma's here with his Indolians, and they will start stacking up rather good. Observer Ward placed right on top of that sentry that the Dire had, but there is no sort of other vision back there. The vision from the sentry ward is only for the first 15 or 30 seconds, if I remember properly. So they won't be able to even tell it's there unless they have some vision of their own. Magnus pushing mid, trying to get a sort of tower trade, trying to move people back middle, and he'll get at least 2 TPs here. Yeah, just 2 by the Rubik and the puck. Nature's Prophet trying to go for the courier that he saw with this ward, but instead he'll just TP in and then TP back out. Wonder if the Dire saw anything and worried about it, but yeah, they think he saw it there. I'm not sure why or who it was going to. Regardless, the courier will stay alive and she'll be fine. And the mid lane will hold for now. Dire leading towers 1-0. It's not exactly what you want to see with the Nature's Prophet. You want to get these levels up, get the push in early, take some tier 1s down, boost your gold intake and be solid. Rubik getting a little caught out here by Earthshaker, and Magnus steals the fissure yet again, just barely has enough mana to use it, and that'll be the Magnus. Oh, pushes him up onto the cliff, but he's stuck down here in the woods himself. He'll just run away. Earthshaker fissure kind of blocks off the Rubik, and that'll be just a lot of spells casted for naught. Magnus now sitting on the Blink Dagger, pretty fast timing too. Nothing else, just boots of speed in the bottle, but he's going to be hoping to make some plays and some kills happen here. He is an Invis Rune, so that's a very solid setup for reverse polarity, even on top of the Blink Dagger.
To defend here. Radiant structures are
Look at some of the other farm. Batrider, one of the big Blink Dagger buyers for the Dire side, still a good bit of ways. Has Tranquil Boots, just sitting on 7,600 or 76. What? 760 gold. Puck, probably going for Blink Dagger as well. Magnus considering the solo reverse polarity. Earthshaker's here. Fissure comes out. Reverse polarity. There's just a shockwave. Oh, one more, and then he'll phase shift and illusory orb away. Blink coming in, trying to get the puck, but he'll just avoid it, and we'll just see the Malefice thrown out on Magnus here. Not too thrilled with his the Magnus play so far. He tends to get a little greedy. He might have been able to do something if he started off with the reverse polarity. Though I think Puck is a little bit of an ambitious target between illusory orb and phase shift. And of course, that is not to take away from the fact that this Puck has had some amazing phase shifts this game, surviving death at least twice, only dying. Though he did die once to that Magnus, I would have liked to see what happened there to cause the shift in kills between them. But regardless, he'll stay alive for the time being. And Magnus jumped up, hit the skewer. Puck could fall now. He used the phase shift, but the totem will finish off with one last right click. Phase shift used a little bit incorrectly, just to dodge a auto attack instead. Magnus now blinking down to the Roche pits. A very solid play by them so far, and he'll get away with the Earthshaker. Vengeful Spirit now coming to support them. They might be looking to go back in. The reverse polarity's not off cooldown, but the Dire side's going for Nature's Prophet. They hit him with the one thing, and the Malefice will be going on him right now. One thing, what? Vengeful Spirit stun hitting the Batrider, killing him right out. Very squishy right now. He ended up not having enough mana for lasso, and I think that was the problem they had there. He was going for the Nature's Prophet, but ended up not having enough mana, and he doesn't even have Magic Stick or anything. No bottle. He might be running straight for the Blink Dagger, but he's gotta be careful with his mana, as we noticed there. It was his own demise. Very solid fissures so far from the Earthshaker right now, but he'll take a fall to Faceless Void, and my goodness, I am like 2 seconds behind all the action. Yeah, I can feel the rust. It's been like a week and a half, 2 weeks since I casted anything, so I've been looking to do this a little more consistently this week. As techies come out, I'll be avoiding pub games as much as I can. So hopefully there'll be some visible improvement this week. But bear with me for now. Stun coming out here on the Puck. He'll be a hit, and there's a little follow-up. Nope, I'm wrong. There's a swap. Skewer will miss entirely. Coil seen on 2, but he'll die before getting the chance to jump to his orb. But the Magnus is just a little deep, and he'll fall now. A very premature GG, well played, coming out by the Magnus. I'm not sure what that means. Is either that's a very bizarre thing. Chronosphere coming out, huge hitting on 3. Black Hole's coming up. He's setting up for these two. Going in, and then just the Earthshaker got bashed as he was going for the fissure, and a full duration Black Hole coming out. Rubik picking off 2, and oh my goodness, that huge swing in the team fight. Beautiful Chronosphere on 3. Better Black Hole, and the luckiest of time locks I've seen a long time. If that fissure came out, that meant the Enigma was another half second late on that Black Hole. It would have put him out of position, would have put him much lower, and the Gyro ult might have done something. But we'll see the Skewer coming in. Blink RP, and the Enigma will fall. I'm not sure if that's quite worth it for him. He's going to keep diving. He's got Blink Dagger here again. Shockwave coming out. Faceless Void just hanging under his tower. Just going to TP away. He knows the skewer isn't up yet, so he'll just disappear. But here comes Rubik coming in. He has Spell Steal, Telekinesis coming in. Damage. One more right click should be it. And yes, Rubik will pick off the last click on that Magnus. Whew. That guy is a little overzealous for in terms of his farm. He's just got Arcane Boots and Blink Dagger, and he keeps doing these kind of solo dives and solo kills when he's got little backup. When you're behind, you don't want to be doing all those super risky plays. Everyone was up apart from the Enigma that he had just killed. It was an easy task for the Rubik to come in, steal, shockwave, and then just hit him. Oh, Rubik. Yeah, they're gonna get. There we go. Finally get the pickup on the Vengeful Spirit, who was warding. They did see her with their own observer wards, so that'll be a very quick deward from the Dire there. And they want to get a hold of this Roche for the Void coming up. Oh my, Void getting a Battle Fury, not a typical item that we see usually, but he'll be getting that up pretty fast. He got that 16 minutes. Might have got it before or after that last death of his, but not the normal Maelstrom build. He's wanting to make a big deal out of his Chronospheres, and it's not exactly a bad one if you can get it early enough. But it just seems that it's outclassed by a few other items like the Maelstrom. We'll see the fight here again mid. Magnus lifted back up onto the ledge, but it looks like they'll just throw nukes out, and no one will be injured for the time being. He finds an Invis Rune, pops it, regens a little bit. Oh, Skewer stolen by the Rubik, and they'll use that to pick up a kill on the Earthshaker. Magnus is seen by that Sentry Ward middle. They know he's here, and it's just a simple. Oh, he'll have a chance to blink away though. It's just a simple thing for the Chronosphere to come out, takes off Invis, and that Magnus would have been as good as dead. We'll see another one for nothing fight there on the mid lane. Batrider finally picking up his Blink Dagger, nothing else apart from those Tranquil Boots, and it's a little depressing for him in 20 minutes. He's had a rough game now, 0-3, just been a part of 3 kills, but not exactly the kind of one run you want to be having. Puck appears to be doing the same thing. It looks to be like they want to have Blink Daggers, and it looks like we'll be going for Blink Dagger Gaming here out from Buckful Boys. And Gyro overestimating his own tankiness and ties to the neutrals. That was almost no way that was planned. He had the Midas off cooldown, and he did lose some gold over that. Not a lot, to be fair, but that was definitely a huge misstep in the train that's been coming out from them. And that is not what they need to be doing right now. They need to be looking for solid pickoffs, solo pickoffs with the Magnus. They can get in, get a kill or two, and then a solid disengagement. But instead, the Earthshaker will be picked off here in the trees off here to the side. Faceless Void, easy jumps in. Battle Fury, one thing that is important about it is it does give a good chunk of damage, 65 damage, comparative to the Maelstrom, which is, I think, 16 or 24. Oh, big skewer coming out from the Rubik, actually, and it'll catch 2 in the Chronosphere. Magnus is sitting outside of it, but that'll be the fall of the Gyro and Vengeful Spirit. Huge plays coming out from this Rubik now. That skewer used to magnificent efficiency, and we'll just see the continuing push coming out. This tier 2 tower is as good as done. I should be able to get at least this tier 2, but we'll see the lift here coming out from the Rubik. Stolen another spell, Shockwave, getting the kill, and this Rubik is godlike. Oh man, Earthshaker, you are up way too far, man, and for the first time the dire side does not punish someone being up alone and solo. He was sitting right here. Again, why can't I draw on the map? He was sitting right there, and the Void was there, and he had 3 heroes there. I mean, people were respawning, but that one didn't make any sense. That would seem like an easy pickoff. Swap used here for no gain. They had no backup. Gyrocopter was still respawning, walking out of the base. They just had the Earthshaker and you know, they had to have known that the Faceless Void had Time Walk. It's a pretty low cooldown at this point in the game. Mid game, he's starting to max his base skills. You know, it's only 13 seconds. Unless you see him use it immediately and then go for those sort of burst things, it's not exactly the kind of play you want to do. So. Yeah, but it is the play they should be going for. That just one needed to be taken more intelligently. Gyrocopter almost falling again to the Ancients as he was trying to get them, but he is very far behind, just sitting on the BKB and the Midas. He wants to be a lot further along than this, and he's got to be scared of just these neutrals alone. That's a very solid ward placed there by the Dire, and I'd be worried about that if I knew about it, I'd be worried about it, but that's a very solid spot. The next time they push mid, indicates it though that they want to be pushing mid. They want to be taking this rack soon. They don't want to let the gyro pick up speed, especially not after the momentum they've gotten and they've had. To sit back and just farm away would be a huge waste of all this team fight potential they have. Now that they're starting to get, this insane initiation. Look at this: Rubik, Blink Dagger, Puck, Blink Dagger, Faceless Void, Time Walk, in Chronosphere, so you know it's forgivable. Enigma, Blink Dagger, and Batrider, Blink Dagger. They can just jump in, pick off these heroes, and go in for these quick kills. Earthshaker, Magnus fall without barely any fight. RP wasn't even able to use. No one even takes anything. And if I was a rating, I'd be considering how much further they can go on with these sort of pickoffs before something disastrous, before it's time to tap out here. But yeah, this is not looking good for the Radiant side. They need to stick together, and they need to get a few pickoffs. They can't fight full 5v5. They need to have some aggressive defensive wards. And it looks like, man, was that a swap stolen from the Rubik? Because no, Venge used it. I'm not sure what she was trying to swap to. They just need to stop making these really silly misplays here, especially in defense of this mid tower. Venge wasted swap there into the Rubik and the Void, and I mean, Rubik is really farmed for a position 5 support in this game. He's got Blink Dagger, he's got Arcane Boots, he's soon to have Force Staff, and he's level 13, 25 minutes in the game. That's equivalent to your solo mid Magnus, and that and higher than your Gyrocopter, as you can see here. Hero levels. Look at that. Oh, man, that is you don't want to be trying to fight that thing. Even if his gold doesn't seem like the items he has seem like he is able to be aggressive or whatnot, his levels just enable him to burst down, especially when he steals things like Shockwave. Nature's Prophet trying to do some split pushing. I've actually been ignoring him for a good bit of time, so and it looks like I'm not sure. Oh, he just got hit back by the flame break, so that's what that is. No big deal. I have been ignoring him. I haven't talked about him a little bit, and I don't think even if the Bakvo boys were able to take a mid ranks, I don't think that's exactly the end for the Radiant. So they can hold out to that. It's just these little missteps I see that I'm worried that are an indication of what's later to come. Venge getting picked off middle, Magnus and Earthshaker getting caught up by the entire Dire side. They're not out of it, even if they lose mid lane, racks and everything. They still have very solid late lane clearance between Shockwave, Fissure, and the Gyrocopter Flak Cannon, along with the split push from Nature's Prophet. So they can split push to win. This isn't to say that I've totally written off Amazing to for it too, and the Nature's Prophet understands it. He's building for it. He's got a Necro 1 so far and a Blink Dagger, so he's coming along decently, especially from that very difficult off lane that he was faced with quite suddenly on that top lane back in the laning stage. So I haven't been paying attention to him. I've seen his ult pop through here or there, but he hasn't been part of that many team fights. So I think if you're Amazing at this point, what you want to say is what you want to see happen is you want to take team fights and you want to trade evenly. To trade to trade good is what obviously you want, but to be realistic, that's not going to happen. There's a pretty huge experience lead. I was going to say gold lead, but that's not the case. It's only about 5,500, maybe 6,000. Yeah, about 6K, 6K gold lead, but a huge experience lead, going just about 13,000, just about 13,000 experience lead. So trade in fights. You're not going to be trading evenly. Not against this team. Not against a 4 blink dagger initiation team. You're not going to be trading better than them. You want to be trading evenly. And that's why I was thinking the Naga Siren pick would be really good, because you could get a pick off or two and then disengage when the fight started to turn bad. Along with split pushing to synergize between the Nature's Prophet. But the game is on pause now, and we'll find the Earthshaker picked off again. Magnus blinking in actually, and then getting a very, very solid 2-man RP. He had that DD rune on him, and between him and the Venge was a very good pickoff. And these are the kind of things you want to be taking now. That's exactly what I want to see from Amazing. Looking back at how they can get back into this game. It was a 2-for-1. The Earthshaker wasn't a big deal, but the Puck was a solo mid, and the hard carry Void. Those are good picks, and I think they got 1,000, just about 1,000 gold for killing the Void. These kill streaks that some of these heroes have, especially this Rubik. This Rubik is a high priority target. Mostly because his play has been fantastic so far, but because he's 11-0, he is beyond godlike, as you can see up there, and killing him is worth a lot, and killing him is fairly easy, as his only sort of thing he has is a blink dagger and fade bolt. Oh, Gyrocopter getting a little too aggressive here, thinking he can get the Rubik after a very aggressive blink there, but instead he'll just BKB and take down the Batrider, it looks like, but he'll fall himself under that tower. Rubik stays alive yet again, but 1-for-1 trade, not exactly what you want to be doing as a Batrider. Nature's Prophet ratting it up in the meantime. He's got Necro 2 now, and you can start seeing the reactions coming out here for the Dire side. These tier 2s are going to start coming down soon if they don't force him to go somewhere. Oh no, very good blink. Nice reaction time coming out from AV there. I thought for certain that I was dead, but the Faceless Void didn't have Chronosphere Shift queued up. Are we going to see another lag pause? Goodness, what server are these guys playing on? Okay, that's fine. It'll give me more time to talk about things and analyze, because apparently I'm not very good to... must be more lag. Yeah. So as I was mentioning, I would have liked to see the Naga Siren coming out instead of that Gyrocopter. A little too much has been placed on the Wombo combo between RP Echo Slam and the Gyrocopter's ultimate. I mean, those are, if you can do that, that's great, but they have yet to do anything like that. Oh, Earthshaker gonna get picked off. Oh no. The Dire unconfident in their ability to get him down and bursted for the blink and RP by Magnus. Pretty good call. I forget myself that RP isn't that low of a cooldown, or isn't that long of a cooldown, and that there it is coming out there on Puck and Faceless Void yet again. Oh, we'll be seeing the Fissure lock him down. Chronosphere comes out just to save his life. He'll make it away, but that'll be a 1-for-1 trade. Nature's Prophet going down on the bottom lane as he's trying to split push. Oh, Gyrocopter's got to be careful here. Quick blink fade bolt there from Rubik, and that would be the end of Gyrocopter. He's making a movement to try to find him. They don't have a ward of that area anymore, so that's not going to be what they're going for. Lift on the Magnus. Stun coming out. It's just the two of them here, so they don't want to be doing this. And nope, he'll get picked off by the Void again. And they should keep going for this Earthshaker if I was them. He uses smoke, but immediately dispelled. Blink's coming off cooldown. Malefice going on him. Yep, this will be the fall of the Earthshaker. A little too gutsy of a play, but as in he wasn't able to save the Magnus. Faceless Void going down middle solo. Not exactly what I'd be wanting to see. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, get back to the game. Not exactly what I want to see. He could still get picked off here by between the Nature's Prophet and the Vengeful Sphere, as the Chrono, it was coming off cooldown fairly soon, but it's not the sort of thing, especially in their position, that you just want to use defensively. You know, it's level 16, so it is only an 80-second cooldown, but you know, you don't want to be wasting that on a tower, especially if you weren't going to get it, and I don't think he was likely to get it by himself. Radiant did have their glyph up, so good call by him to back up before Amazing had a chance to pick off some initiation. Gyrocopter getting a Demon Edge now. That might be a little greedy for him. I really would have expected him to pick off some lifesteal soon here. Usually see a Helm of the Dominator for Gyrocopters, but he'll be going for a Demon Edge. It could be any three of those. I'm focusing on the wrong things. And Nature's Prophet will fall down, but he gets the tower, but sacrifices himself in the end. He has that Necro 3 now, so that's quite a big deal. Oh, swap coming out from the Vengeful Spirit, and looks like they'll be trying to engage on it. Batrider getting out of the way. He's got Force Staff and Blink Dagger, so he can just disengage. That's what I kind of really like though about the Dire team is when the fight starts to look bad, or when they've overestimated their own position or underestimated their opponents, they can blink, Force Staff, or leap out of the way. Defensive Chrono if have to. They can get out if that's a problem, because especially in this current position with them ahead at this XP and gold leads, because there's only one Blink Dagger, so I apologize, 2 Blink Daggers for the Radiant, but only one really matters, and that's the Magnus. So all you have to do is disengage, be a little spread out, and force him to put himself in a very bad position in chase, and that nothing's gonna happen. Magnus is, setting up the Magnus is totally all of their team fight. So without that, they can't fight. So if you shut him down by spreading out and disengaging to a degree, and then you don't have to worry about the rest of them. It's Magic Missile and Fissure. It's not going to be a big deal, and especially since the Earthshaker has died 9 times in the game so far in a 32-minute game. He only has Arcane Boots and the Magic Wand. He doesn't have Blink Dagger. He needs to be sitting back. He's 1,000 gold away from it, but until he gets that, Magnus is the linchpin of this Radiant initiation. And even the Magnus can be almost soloed by this Rubik, who looks like he's going for a Aghanim Scepter next. And this is a farmed Rubik, and another pickoff on the split pushing Nature's Prophet. That buff to Midnight Pulse is a big deal when looking for Nature's Prophet in trees like that. You kind of feel like you have to get a Shadow Blade in those sort of situations. What we see in Vengeful here, it is quite likely that this Earthtaker is going to get picked off. He's got a sticky napalm on him. A lift. Oh man. Whiffed RP yet again by Magnus, and that'll be an end for Rubik. RP used for nothing, and it's another 3 for nothing, a 3 for nothing loss. Chronosphere wasn't even used, Black Hole wasn't even used, Lasso was used, but that's a low cooldown, so it's not a big deal. Gyrocopter getting picked off. He's gonna have to activate his BKB immediately, but that doesn't even matter. It's just a simple matter to blink Black Hole, and that's exactly the sort of position. It's the sort of thing you want to use, force the enemy to use a defensive BKB. He doesn't have it now. They can just jump on him and kill him. He doesn't have a BKB for defensive, and that tier 2 is gone. The wave will be pushing up here soon, and if I was them, I wouldn't think twice about trying to push the high ground. They got RP on cooldown until the Gyrocopter respawns as well, but instead they'll be looking to set their sights on Roche. It'll be spotted out here by this ward here, and a little surprising considering how solid the grip the Dire team has had on Roche for most of the game, but they'll be spotted out. The Amazing understand they have to understand what they're doing, and I'm not sure they should consider. I'm not sure they should consider contesting this, as the counter initiation, especially in the Roche pit between Chronosphere and Black Hole, is not the position you want to be. Batrider is known as the king of the Roche pit. It's because you can do so much in there with
Roshan has fallen to
Firefly. That's the skill I'm thinking of. Between Firefly and Flame Break, and Lasso, you can just move around the pit, throw people up on cliffs, grab them with Lasso. It's a big deal. RP, but where's the follow-up damage? What are they hoping to do? He has a BKB himself, but he's just going to get chronoed, and that'll be it. 4 still stand for the Dire side, and the Vengeful Spirit will fall before anything big happens. It was a very nice RP and skewer, but there just wasn't anything to follow it up. We'll start to see the implosion there, starting to come out from the Radiant side. They calling each other out. It's the critical mass part. I call when teams start losing, calling each other out in all chat. Gyrocopter could have been there. I think he had up enough time. It looked like he was farming the jungle. If the game proves me right, but if he was there, they would have killed 4 very easily. The MKB he got there with that Demon Edge is a huge chunk of damage. His ulti was off cooldown. It's almost always off cooldown, as a matter of fact. But so it would have been a very good swing. It would have been the sort of fight that they want to be taking over in the Radiant here. But he wasn't there. Instead, 2 will fall for none actually, and the pain train will continue to come out, and nothing's stopping it for now. The Aegis was picked up there by Puck. Didn't have time to comment on that. Aegis picked it up there on Puck. Void, too many items at the time he was actually holding to pick it up. But Puck's not a bad hero either. Allows her to play more of an initiation role, which, to be fair, isn't something they exactly need, but a little more gutsy, a little more balls to the wall sort of thing. But one last auto attack there by Chihaya. I thought it was a U in there, and my goodness, that guy's 14-0, yet to fall, and his Rubik is almost certainly the MVP for the Dire team now. We've seen a Lasso come out here on Gyrocopter, picked over by the Secret Shop there, and quick fall. I think that was a crit hit on him. BKB popped, and if we take a little look at the graphs, 31k in XP and just about 11k in terms of gold, and this is downhill, almost all downhill from here. This is Back for Boys game to lose at this point. The Radiant have made some huge misplays, some very questionable initiation, and whatnot. Just follow through, which hasn't been there most of this game, and they are paying for it now. Skewer picks up the Magnus, pushes him right into the Faceless Void. He's and gets his crits. Daedalus, I mean, it's just bad news. The only saving grace for Amazing is the fact that they have a Nature's Prophet, but he has been dying and getting picked off consistently and efficiently. Not even need a trade, or not even making them work. Use big ultimates. It's just simple. Simple news. Puck will fall now. He is the Aegis, so he's not really worried about that. Vengeful Spirit will die in defense of the Rax, but there's not much to stop them. They don't have the Magnus. He doesn't have a buyback, or if he did, he'd be able to get a really solid ultimate, but that doesn't matter. They're not afraid of it. Earthshaker will now fall, and melee Rax will soon to follow. Gyrocopter and Nature's Prophet up. He's split pushing, almost taking the tier 3 tower, and if he is able to get this Rax, and he certainly isn't going to be able to get this Rax, not between the Enigma and the Rubik coming up here to kill him. But if he was, that would have been, a huge and amazing swing in terms of golden XP. But He'll take another fall here, and this guy just needs to practice. This guy needs to practice split pushing just a little bit more, a little bit better. Got a little greedy there. Could have, I mean, I don't know. There wasn't much in terms he could have done. It was kind of a Hail Mary pass, but in terms of just before split pushing, when trying to get this sort of thing wasn't a Hail Mary pass. I should note that they did get the ranged barracks. Not the most important barracks. The melee one is the one that pushes the lane the most. But now that the ranged one is gone, it'll just be one. You know, once he comes back alive and the wave pushes back in, he can do it himself. That melee Rax is as good as dead. Should go back here to mid lane. It looks like RP was used, but they will. The rest of his team will get cleaned up. Only Earthshaker now stands. Magnus, Gyro, and Venge all dying, giving the triple kill over to Void, and they're looking to end it right now. And who can blame them? They have, they have a huge gold, huge XP lead. If they lose their top Rex, so what? They should not defend that at this point. Take the tier 4s and end the game. They have it. It's 42 seconds up until Magnus. He doesn't have RP when that comes up. The Gyrocopter might have buyback, but he's not a big deal. You still have, well, I guess you don't still have. You have Flaming Lasso coming up in 10 seconds. Your team's in a huge position. This isn't a big deal. And the split pushing Nature's Prof isn't even getting your X anymore. Very good cleanup and pickoffs from the Puck and the Enigma. So very solid play. Avenge taking almost certainly. Yeah, there we go. One more fall for him, and these tier 4s are starting to beat down. Creeps are dead now, so backdoor protection is on, I believe. And RP stolen by Rubik. I didn't notice that. That's a dead Earthshaker. Batrider coming out, picking up the Magnus. This is game. These tier 4s are just gonna go down now. Gyrocopter blinking away a little bit at Faceless Void, but lifts, pushed away, and one hit. Crit and dead. No one has buyback on Turn of the Radiant. This is almost certainly GG. Very solid game coming out here from Back for Boys. Not to discredit their good plays, but from really weird teamfight decision making coming out from the Radiant side, taking a few team fights that weren't needed. It wasn't quite worth it for them, and some amazing Rubik plays. Great steals, beyond godlike in the end. 0 deaths, I believe. I'm pretty sure that guy was Kuroki there. Really was Kuroki, because at 14-0-23. GG MVP Rubik. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I know this cast was pretty rusty, but I'll be trying to do more this week. I'm thinking at least one a day for the next week at the very least. So hopefully the rust will start to come off. I'll start getting the hang of things. Any criticisms, any comments, let me know. I know, like I already mentioned, I know this one was a little rough, but feel free to tell me again in the comments down below or anything. Thank you all for tuning in. I've been Hoid, and this has been a Pubcast.